Good morning. Right on time. Team David Meltzer live here. Andrew, good morning. Let's get some questions rolling. Tomorrow, the perfect pitch training. Learn how to pitch. We are going to be doing the pilot for Bloomberg's new TV show, my show, 2-minute drill. We're going to pin that up there. If you haven't joined, all you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com, or join our text community, 949-298-2905. If you missed any of the trainings, all you got to do is go to Spotify, go to Entrepreneur. They're featured there. You can watch them all, or email me to join, david@dmeltzer.com. Get the guides, the exercises, my books for free. All you got to do is reach out. All right, let's answer some questions here today. And we're rolling. What was your biggest lesson this week? We stole... Who asks me that every week? Nick, I believe. My biggest lesson, well, the week's not over, and the lessons for the week keep coming. I think still, working with accountability and others, that there's a natural tendency, especially with those people that we want to please, to go below the line. Blame, shame, justification, because we're afraid of not getting their approval. And understanding that approval process, I think, is a great lesson for the week. Also, there's been a karmic lesson for the week for me as well. Hold on, someone asked me a question. You stated that ego is the fear of loss. What do you mean by that? Well, ego edges goodness out of your life. Ego is anything that creates an interference, a corrosion, a void, shortage, obstacle from you and what you're already connected to, right? You're living just for an instant between limitlessness and infinity, and the ego is anything that causes that. So if a fear of loss causes that, then yes, the ego-based consciousness is projecting that onto you, and it's actually keeping you away from what already is yours. So hopefully that helps you looking there. Let me see here. Get some more questions rolling. Thank you for piling them in. Way to go. What does it mean to be a student of your calendar? Going for the basics. First of all, what does it mean to be a student? A student is someone who understands the mathematical equation of luck. The mathematical equation of luck is studying what you want in your life. Studying what you want in your life is, number one, paying attention to what you want. Vision boards, thinking about it, speaking it out loud, talking to others about it, writing about it, listening about it, surrounding yourself with the people who have it, and then giving it intention. Everything that you think, say, do, and believe, and even looking at your personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, and addictions, your own quantum memory. And if you aggregate what you pay attention to, plus what you give intention to, it equals the coincidences in your life. It's the mathematical equation of luck, is to study. So in order to effectuate studying my calendar, I use a lens of productivity. How much value am I going to provide? That's my intention. How accessible am I? How am I accessing what I want? And gratitude. I'm searching for and giving the intention of finding the light, the love, the truth, and the lessons in everything that I do, efficiently, effectively, with statistical success. So studying my calendar is merging or blending the man-made construct of time, which is portrayed or displayed in a calendar, with a higher vibrating frequency that allows for a rapid and accurate manifestation of what we want. Hello, Joyce Scott. You need advice? Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Just go ahead, reach out, email me, david@dmeltzer.com, and you can get that advice. Let's go ahead. Spandana, she is here. Let's see here. All right. CEO at Sleek, Sleek is slick. That's why I wanted someone from Sleek here. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Doing good. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so intrigued. I was just saying how Sleek is very slick and very timely, and it helps with one of the critical business issues that exist today. But also I tell people to align your capabilities that are synergistic and supplementary to what will be issues for tomorrow, growing issues. And waiting in lines is a huge issue. on many fronts. It's always been an issue, but now it's a huge issue. How, number one, have you addressed this issue? And two, when did you start realizing this was an issue and creating your solution?
Sure, sure. Yeah. Our journey started, I would say, like last year, June of last year, when we had this vision that you walk into any venue, you should know the estimated wait time and being able to join a virtual queue. Now, this was pre-COVID. None of all of the things that are today were not there. And we thought, okay, like everyone hates waiting in lines. Live events is our go-to market, stadiums, concerts, etc. But COVID happened. Lines are everywhere. There is, with 6 feet of social distancing, they're 6 times as longer. And our solution, what we do is two simple options. Do you want to like pay a little and skip ahead, or do you just want us to hold your spot? Everyone is either going to say this or that versus saying, I actually want to wait in this line, no matter how long it's going to take. So, with that, we make sure that there are no bottlenecks. A select percentage of the people can actually skip ahead, and it's a win win for everyone. And in today's time, with essential businesses struggling, we actually don't take any money from the businesses. We actually contribute revenue to them. And this additional revenue, which comes, was never there. And this is essentially like revenue. Like we've added even up to 20% additional revenue to some businesses, and that could actually put them back in business. So that's been our current situation.
Oh, what a phenomenal situation. And you have such an innovative young group of engineers as well as business people that have joined you. Why did you pick the name Sleek?
Sure. Well, our product is a sleek experience. In just about 3 taps, you're good to go. You either put yourself on the line, we text you when it's your turn to enter the building or check out, and that's the experience. There's no app to download. There's no sign up needed, and yeah, just in about 3 clicks, you're good to go. So the experience is sleek.
Yeah, well, it is extremely slick and sleek, and there's so many different applications for it. I rarely do this, but that is a company that I want to get involved with and make some introductions for you from the big venues and the big sporting leagues at the highest level, because even pre-COVID,
Mm-hmm.
it was a serious issue, and I can understand the revenue side of it. I can't see any reason why anyone wouldn't want to do this. What has been your biggest challenge, either before or during COVID, of getting and educating the market on this slick, sleek app?
Sure. Well, I mean, before COVID, of course, like we were targeted to larger venues. We were working with them. We were running pilots. That was our bread and butter, and our solution was catered to either their Wi-Fi solution or their security cameras, being able to detect precise wait times. There is a bunch of different data sources that play into it, and going with essential businesses, a variety of those are not available. Like there are no security cameras at, like, let's say, a local COVID testing center or a grocery store. So we had to pivot our product to make sure that it caters to these essential businesses. And we started working with anyone and everyone that was willing to work with us. And while that is not advised for a startup, in this last 6 months, we've actually gathered about 18,000 plus essential businesses, from like grocery stores to food trucks to COVID testing centers. And any of these places, people can just hop on a line. We text them, and then it's all good to go. I think DMV is one place that we want to serve eventually, but
Oh no, I want you to serve the DMV. I think you could run for president and win if you could solve that problem at the DMV. So, and I could be your campaign manager on that one. That's a tremendous idea. I think also you talked about lines are 6 times longer. I've
Mhm.
traveled the world, and there's spaces in the world where personal space is not an issue. And so in some places around the world, it's probably 12 to 18 times longer than normal compared to places that I've been. I remember standing in line at Eden Gardens, and I felt that I was in a blanket of people just lying on top of me. uh, anyway, financing the company, obviously you've experienced tremendous growth. It's one thing to have great ideas. It's another thing to implement those ideas, which you guys are quite capable. You know, how have you navigated capitalizing the company correctly so that not only can your clients benefit, but you guys benefit as well?
Sure. So we were very much like me and my co-founder, both of us were colleagues at Google. And when we went on our journey, we wanted to make sure that there was a product, it was something that people wanted, it was something useful to everyone. And we only wanted to raise capital once we proved that. And we ran our product at several events. I think the biggest success we saw was in 1 hour, there were people who paid even up to $8 extra on a $12 item to skip ahead like a 1 hour line. And that particular case, like our product blew up. There were more people placing the orders than people waiting in the line. And that's when we decided, okay, this is going to be something huge. So we raised capital from Lightspeed Ventures, BAM Ventures, which are in this space and understand the space very well. And they've been great, made great introductions, and the journey so far would not have been possible without them. And yeah, like this was in March 2020, right at during when COVID was hitting the US. And yeah, since then we've been like, okay, like what's our next step? So.
Well, it's nice to have people with a little bit more situational knowledge and understanding to have the control, especially during a pandemic where you were probably not quite as familiar with exponential change and acceleration. But what an extraordinary idea. Where do you think the value is? So, for example, obviously we're not having mass gatherings right now,
Mhm.
and you're so successful in the essential business area, but that's really just, to be honest, the tip of the iceberg, because once we get back to filling stadiums and arenas, you know, and I'm someone who has worked in that space for years and years and years, and my mind's winding going, so even me
Mhm.
that usually has some sort of special access, I can just use the app. And I'm thinking, what would I pay if I was with my family just to know that, you know, 10 minutes before the game, there's a special entrance, you know, specifically for people with the app, that you
Mhm.
just walk right in
Mhm.
and you're not, you know, shoved in and worried about missing the kickoff or tip off or, you know, some other thing that's going on there. Where do you think the range of value is, that percentage wise? If a ticket's $100, what is someone willing to spend to have the exact time that they can enter an arena?
Sure, sure. So that's where our algorithms kick in. Our algorithms are pricing this dynamic fee similar to how Uber does it. So when there is surge pricing, when there is high demand, we look at 100 different factors, which could be things like can this person walk 50 feet and get a service elsewhere? What is the time of the day? What is the weather? What was it last year like? What was it 1 week ago like? So we take in all of these factors, and depending on how people are paying, like let's say you've paid $2, the next person, the price would adjust itself and show a higher price. But let's say a lot of people are rejecting, we adjust the prices to make sure it's the optimal. And at any given point, there's only 20% of the people that we allow to pay ahead, so that it doesn't drastically increase the wait times for others. I think eventually we want to test out things like even perhaps asking someone else to take a discount and wait a little longer. I think that would be an interesting exercise to see. And yeah, it's pretty much like balancing the time from one.
Now you become an airline, so that's awesome. You'll start giving free flights to wait for free tickets to wait. Wow, I'm you know, this is my space and my core competency, and I want to congratulate you on every level, from thinking of the idea to implementing the idea to getting the right mentorship in the idea and the capitalization of the company. And in my opinion, like I said, you haven't even just started. It's going to be such an extraordinary company. So everyone out there, remember Sleek. You can find Spandana at SPNDN07. But where can people download Sleek and find Sleek?
Thank you. Thanks, David.
Where can they find Sleek? Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, all righty. I think it's
Bye.
breaking up
Bye.
for her. Bye. Thank you. Wow. Great young entrepreneur, making it happen. And what a wow, overall, yes. Right, Joseph says yes. Uh, Scott Joya, look below. I've pinned my information. Some of you want some advice. You've asked for my guides, my books. They're all free. All you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com. You got that? david@dmeltzer.com. You have training tomorrow to pitch. I'm sure sleektext.com. Thank you, Joseph. Sleektext.com to reach Spandana. It's gonna be my first app when they finally let us go to mass gatherings, because I am so impatient in lines. I hate them. I am willing. I probably pay as much as the ticket. I'll be the high price guy, but I'm sorry. I would double the price of the ticket if I knew exactly when I could enter an arena and show up 5 minutes before kickoff, or right at when I have to go get my credentials or whatever it is. I just don't like the lines. Great, great, great company. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 2-minute drill. The pitch training will be there, david@dmeltzer.com. If you haven't joined the text community to meet great people like Spandana, just text me, 949-298-2905. If you need advice, mentoring, help, books, guides, exercises, all free, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. All right, let's take a few more questions. Thank you, everyone, for putting them in here. We'll keep coming. The above the line thinker, here we go. What's the biggest area in your life you are looking to improve? Practicing ending fear. We talked about it earlier. I want to live in radical humility. I want to be able to find the ability, the capability to get back to center fast when the course of the embodiment that I've been given in the ego that protects it pushes me and accelerates me in the wrong direction. I want to live to my higher self and be able to get back to center and live in peace and happiness and truth and be of service to others, and not create interference, void, shortages, and obstacles for myself or for others, not project any insecurity onto others or myself. That's what I wish. I try, my higher self. Here we go. How do you deal with envy in your business team? The best I can. First I got to identify it. Second, I got to stop it. Third, I got to get it back to center. And fourth, I got to get people rolling in the right trajectory. Basically, trying to be a ferocious Buddha, not just for me, but for my team, my city, state, country, and the world. That's the idea of empowering others to empower others to empower others. What? To be happy. That's right. We can change the collective consciousness, create abundance for everyone. Happy people don't get sick. Happy people don't attack. Happy people don't have judgments. Let's make it happen. Let's be happy. Come on. It's the best. Simply by witnessing it, you can be happy. What skill should I learn if I'm an introvert for business? Well, look at your capabilities. Look at the skills that you have, want, or need. Look at the knowledge that you want or have or need of the what and the who, and align that with your desire and see where those capabilities are aligned with what's doing well, what's stable, and what will do well in the future. Then you can pick what skill to prioritize in your life. Do an inventory of your values. Prioritize it day by day. Don't be afraid of being a hypocrite. Change your mind. It's okay. Know that the pain that you experience is just a lesson, pushing you in the better direction, not stopping you from getting what you want, but pushing you towards what you should have, a better direction. What's a good book to learn about history? Hey, Jeff, thank you for that question. Well, Sanskrit is one of the best. The Bibles, all of them, are tremendous. Case law is another one that I utilize. Ben Franklin's autobiographies of the people you want to be like. So Think and Grow Rich is, mini autobiographies. So many different places to study history, but study the history one. Carl Fisher is one of my favorite historical figures that you can study. Great, great history out there. Why do we study history? That's right, to learn human nature. Human nature never changes. Studying history will illustrate not only IQ, but EQ and AQ. What is AQ? Adaptable intelligence. And there's no more prevalence today than to adapt and to have that intelligence, not only of IQ and EQ, but AQ. What's the best coincidence you've created in your life? My children. How can I be more consistent? Practice. You got to have a habit machine. 5 daily habits, 5 daily activities, 5 daily things you can do in order to create the habit machine to be consistent. 1, take inventory of your values. 2, ask and attract. 3, be a student of your calendar. 4, do it now. 100% of the things you do now get done. And 5, practice ending fear. All right. Let's see here. Looking good, everyone. Looking good, looking good. Did you ever get anxious when pitching? So anxiety is the act of not being prepared and caring. Those two things have to be. So you can be anxious if you are prepared, but you care. You can be anxious if you're not prepared. So focus in on those two things. The better prepared you are, and the more you can control the caring and be able to, not care too much. Institute rule number 6, don't take yourself so seriously. But if you're able to do that, you can lower your anxiety. But yes, I have been anxious before speeches, before pitches, all the time. And I practice it in less and less and less. I have anxious. And it's kind of like a wind down routine. Like I do. Tomorrow starts today. My speech starts early. I wind myself into a warm up and warm down, kind of warm up by practicing, warm down by understanding the excitement and how much I care, to get focused, make sure I'm out of my own way. I'm in that flow, able to channel through me, not to me. Do a little dance before you speak. Yeah, jump up and down. Those are great ways to get rid of a little bit of physical energy that you may have from the excitement of caring a lot. How do you do it now when the thought of the task feels daunting? Cut your opposite fingers first, fingernails first. You got to practice cutting. So if you're right-handed, cut your right hand fingernails first because it's harder. You got to get in the habit of taking on and feeling good about the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential by facing those things and leaning into them. You can learn that. All these things we're going to learn tomorrow on how to pitch, right? The perfect pitch, the pitch training, 2-minute drill, the pilot of the 2-minute drill. Everybody should join. It's going to be a TV show on Bloomberg, so we're super excited. I'm going to put in, someone has a question here. If anyone has a question, not only can you put them in the Q&A section there, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Join our text community, 949-298-2905, or join me live. I'm trying to have Dave join here, connecting. Hello, sir.
Hi,
Where are you?
David.
Good
It's
to
good to
see you.
see you.
Where are you right now?
I'm Nigeria.
I love Nigeria. I only have one Nigerian nightmare. His name's Christian
Yeah.
Okoye. But besides that, my friend, will you have a question for me, Dave?
Yeah, I have a question. I recently got started to build my personal brand, and I started posting on YouTube. I started podcasting, and I've been thinking on, posting on Instagram just to get my message across. My question for you, I've got 3 questions for you. I want to know, my first question, what has made the biggest impact so far on building your personal brand?
The consistency
You
of
got that?
the consistency of posting. So the most impact on my brand is understanding that you never can post enough. Even if you annoy the people that like and love you, you're not posting enough. You got to post more and more and more of your authentic self. You got to capture,
Okay.
modify, amplify, and perpetuate again and again and again on all platforms. Post, post, post. You can't post enough. And what's your second question?
Uh, also, you said I should post consistently, right?
Yes, as much as you can.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what strategies can I, implement to attract and impact more people?
So the strategy that I would effect is the 5 daily habits to create a habit machine. So number one, make sure you know your own frequency, the strength of your signal, the spectrum of your signal, and the clarity of your message by taking inventory of your personal values, who you are, your non-negotiables, your experiential values, what you want to experience every single day, your giving values of what value you want to provide to others, and even most importantly, to shift the energy of the worlds that you live in, especially in Nigeria, that you are not a victim. You're not happening to you. There is plenty of everything for everyone. It's not a world of not enough. It's not a world of just enough. You don't need to buy things you don't need. You don't need to buy more things to make you happy. You don't need to buy things to impress other people, even that you don't like. What you need to do is to live in a world of abundance by taking inventory of those values and having more than enough, asking and attracting, asking people how you can be of service or value via your content, but also asking and finding the people that sit in the situation that have what you want to either give you what they have or teach you how to get it. As we discussed earlier, you have to be a student. You have to study every day, pay attention to, give intention to the coincidences that you want. Use a lens of productivity to provide value, a lens of accessibility to be accessible to others and access what you want in that receiving state. And most importantly, a lens of gratitude. Find the light, the love, and the lessons. Know that pain is just an indicator. It's an indicator that you have a lesson to learn. Mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial pain is all there just to push you into a better place, a better direction, to make your situation better. As I stated earlier, do it now. 100% of the things you do now get done. The difference between people who impact people and people who don't are people who impact people get stuff done. And then finally, practice ending fear. Know sure that you know the primary and secondary fears in your life. Identify them. And when you do, be a ferocious Buddha. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop when you feel you're moving in the wrong trajectory. Drop by breathing into a central notion of flow, of peace, of great frequency, and then roll with like a ferocious man with the law of Goya, getting off your ass and going in the right direction. And if you do these 5 things, I promise you, you will make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have consciousness worldwide with me, over 1 billion people in a state of happiness with strength, health, and peace of mind. I appreciate you, Dave. Thank you so much for your questions. You come aboard anytime, okay?
All right. So my third question, I have one more
All right, real
question.
quick. I got to go. Let's do it.
All right, no problem. All right.
You have a question or no?
Hello. Yeah, so I have a podcast. I invite people. I send, message to people, but a ton of them don't reply. I want to know what what strategies you use to, attract people to, to come on your podcast.
I look for people with an open mind. It takes as much energy to convince someone with a closed mind to reply or accept an invitation as it does 1,000 people with an open mind. So when I'm putting out invitations, when I'm putting out content, when I'm putting out ideas, I'm simply addressing and putting out there, looking for people with open minds, not trying to get specific people that may have a closed mind. Once I realize someone has a closed mind, I stop. There's no reason. There's 4.4 billion people that I can contact. I'm looking for the percentages that have open minds, that are open to acceleration, growth, and change, that are open to helping me empower others to empower others. So make sure that you're focused on your studies to align and attract people with open minds, and you will be efficient, effective, and statistically successful in what you do. All right, Dave?
Thanks a lot,
I'll see you
David.
soon.
One of the things I love about you is that you empower people. Thank you
I'll
so
see you
much.
soon. Thank you. Come
Bye.
again. All righty. All around the world, we have the same questions. How can we help other people? How can we make more money, help more people, and have more fun? Let's take one more question. Remember, tomorrow, training is how to pitch. You want your kid to eat broccoli, you want to raise $1 million, it doesn't matter. I will help you. I will teach you. We're going to do the pilot for the 2-minute drill TV show for Bloomberg. We are so excited that everyone can be a part of it and participate. What's the one lesson you would give to your younger self? Radical humility. the biggest lesson I can give to myself is to get out of my own way and ask for help, find the people, spend my time to find the people that sit in the situation that I want to be in. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you should do. Know your what, find people with your what, ask them for the what, or ask them how to get the what. It's that simple. Remember, email me if you want my books, exercises, guides. Email me if you need anything. You have a question, david@dmeltzer.com. Trevor Moad's there, one of my great mentors, friends, and Occidental alumni. Welcome, Trevor. I miss you, brother. Anyway, Seahawks look great, and so does Russell, by the way. Talk about living life in neutral. Anyway, as I have ADD, join me tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it or you want to look at the old trainings, we've been doing them for 20 years, go to Spotify. I'm featured there. Go to Entrepreneur. I'm featured there. Anytime, just go ahead. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Join my text communities, both pinned below, 949-298-2905. Remember, most importantly, before I see you tomorrow, be kind to your future self.